What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Dustin here, of course, bringing you guys a gameplay of some Black Ops 1, smoothing me in for Black Ops 2 coming up here in, I don't know, a couple weeks, and we're going to be playing some multiplayer and doing some good stuff with that when that comes out. But more importantly, the topic of this commentary today is my top 5 horror films of all time. Foxy John 7, I believe is his YouTube name, requested this, and I thank you, John, for the topic. And if this isn't a hint to all of you out there watching my videos, you guys can take part in that as well. Throw me a topic, and I will do it. So in the comment section, leave anything you want, and if it's appropriate, I'll do it. But today we are talking about my top 5 horror films, and I'm going to mainly do it because it is the month of October, and you know it just kind of suits the topic really well. So. Kicking it off at number 5, we have Dreamcatcher from Stephen King. If you haven't heard of Stephen King, you're probably living under a rock. I mean, I live under a rock, and I still heard of him, but you're living under a deeper rock. Stephen King is one of the best authors, one of the best sci-fi authors, terror authors, if you will. He creates dramatic, scary books and very detailed books as well. I know there's a couple books of his, just to name a couple, Stand By Me and Gerald's Game, just a couple that aren't really terror or sci-fi, but still pretty in-depth and detailed. If you haven't heard of him, please check him out. He's also a very, very well renowned screenwriter as well. So the Dreamcatcher movie, made in like 2001, something like that, was a very interesting movie because it brings a sense of horror, but then again it brings a sense of like Stand By Me. If you've ever seen that movie, it brings it together. It's a very well put together movie about people that are close friends and pretty much family. And you'll just have to watch how that plays out in the plot. But what it's mainly about is aliens, and I know it sounds kind of cheesy, but just watch the movie. I can't really get too much into it because there's a lot I could give away if I did. But just watch Dreamcatcher from Stephen King. Number 4, my 4th favorite film of all time, I should say, is The Exorcist, the original 1970-something Exorcist, which included some of the best dialogue and some of the best acting from the young actress in the movie, as well as the priest that performs the exorcism in the movie as well. Very, very well put together movie for being, you know, so old. And I put it above Dreamcatcher probably because it's so original in the ideas that they put in the movie with the you know, you'll see in it, but there's a couple parts that make you like, ooh, you know, makes you cringe a little bit, and it's just interesting to see how they play it out like that, it being in 1970 and all. Number 3 would have to be A Nightmare on Elm Street, betterly known as Freddy Krueger. Freddy Krueger is played by Robert Englund, one of the most renowned scary films actors, if you will. He has had a couple independent movies that have just been awful, just did terrible in the box offices, and I would say he's probably mostly known, obviously, for A Nightmare on Elm Street. What A Nightmare on Elm Street is about a guy who used to kill, I'm not sure if he raped or molested small children, but he used to kill small children. It's kind of graphic. But the parents of the children took it into their own hands to, you know, kill him or, you know, perform justice, if you will. And they burnt him alive in his boiler room that he used to work in. He was a very deprived man. And they killed him. And he comes back in the movie to haunt the children in their dreams. The only problem is what happens in their dreams happens in real life. So yeah, guys, it's pretty crazy shit if you haven't seen it already. Most of you probably have because it is a classic. But coming at number 2, we have The Thing from Stephen King. There is a new The Thing made in like 2010, 2011. I did see it. It was a fantastic movie, but it is a remake, and you have to go back to the classics, excuse me, when you watch movies like that, because those are where it's all, you know, that's where it's at. It's where it all started. So if you don't respect the classic, you can never really truly respect the new one. So The Thing, like 1980 something, is another Stephen King masterpiece. I forget who directed it, and I know it's a really famous director. I just can't think of it right now. But fantastic movie. I think Kurt Russell. Yeah, Kurt Russell is the main actor in the movie. He's a very renowned actor, and he does a fantastic job of bringing you like the sense of, okay, I'm rooting for this guy. And what it's about is it's another movie about aliens, and a lot of Stephen King's movies are, but when you think of an alien in Stephen King's movies, you don't think the big green, somewhat friendly-looking aliens, or even, you know, the somewhat creepy-looking. You're looking at some of the scariest, most, I don't know, disfigured aliens in any movies you're ever gonna see. If that's the, you know, best way to put it. He has a really good sense of bringing you horror, or terror, excuse me, I did not want to say horror. He brings you a really good sense of terror. You feel like you're being terrorized, if you will, when you're watching the movie because you don't know what's going to happen next. And Stephen King does it the best. No one does it better than Stephen King in his books and in his screenplays and all that good stuff. So my number one movie, and this is going to be somewhat of a shock to most of you, for my favorite horror movie of all time, is Saw. Saw is the first of many Saws, obviously being Saw. It is a very, very interesting movie because it's very independent. It's its own idea, and it's brought to you by James Wong and Leigh Whannell, I believe, and they are just two fantastic directors. And Leigh Whannell, excuse me, I'm having a horrible day today. My mouth's all dry and just absolutely terrible. Leigh Whannell is the actor in the movie that you focus on half the bit. Okay, so it's I believe it's Cary Elwes from, like, I don't know, Robin Hood in Tights, if you've ever seen that ridiculous movie. The main actor, the Robin character, is Cary Elwes, and Leigh Whannell, the director of the movie, plays as the secondary character. He's half the bit, half the part of the movie that you focus on, and it's just really fantastic producing and directing and editing and all that good stuff that any good movie really is. The reason why I like it so well is because it was made in like 14 days, 17 days. I might be way off, but it was a short amount of time, and they did it with a very small budget, and I respect that. I really do, because it does take a lot of time and effort, and I'm sure that it would be something of great challenge to produce such a movie, you know, that has done so well. You know, if you look at it, has 7 sequels, or 6 sequels rather, and I think that the first 3 are directed by them. But very, very good movie. If you guys like the commentary, please be sure to hit that like button and comment. I apologize again, my mouth is kind of dry. It's kind of been a bad day, but whatever. Everybody has them. So thank you guys for watching, and if you haven't subbed already, please be sure to do that. So until next time, I will catch you all later.